Iman Khalif, after winning gold in women's boxing at the Olympics, is like, you know, it'd be cool. What if I got the gold. What if I got the green by suing the shit out of you guys for lying about me being a man? Again, for those of you who don't know, any claims to Iman Khalif being a man or whatever, totally unsubstantiated. You know what I mean? It was literally she beat a Russian boxer in a boxing match supervised by an organization that was led by a Russian who had ties to Putin, and that person who had ties to Putin threw out a bunch of bullshit about how, like, well, a previous test indicated that you had XY chromosomes, but no, we're not going to release the results of the test, or what, like, process the test was, or how anyone else did it, or anything like that. Basically, what I'm saying is you're disqualified. Also, you took that test a year before you went up against the Russian boxer, and we just didn't bring it up until, like, or I'm sorry, like a year before, and only now after you beat the Russian boxer, we bring it up. So it's literally like the most obviously fake, and then that whole organization got disqualified for corruption. So like, again, it's the whole thing, you know, Wikipedia article, blah 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 blah. Russians, what can you do, right, folks? Right? Crazy. Italian, not Russian. You don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, no, the Elder Mouse Scrolls, you're correct. J.K. Rowling hasn't tweeted in a while. And let me just make sure that's still current. And that she didn't tweet like 5 minutes ago. You know, I don't want to look a fool here, as I so often do when I... No, yeah, see? And her very last tweets were retweets of pertaining to Iman Khalif. So J.K. Rowling has nothing going on in her life except being transphobic on Twitter. This is well known. So at some point, her lawyer informed her, please shut the f up. You're actually incredibly liable right now. Please shut the up. You live in Britain, a place with no free speech. You are a billionaire, but that doesn't make you completely immune to the law. You are obviously flagrantly lying about an Olympic gold medalist. You are liable. You're going to get in trouble, you know? And it seems she's going to get in trouble. Elon Musk is also named in the, I think initially it was a complaint filed or like an investigation being held by the French authorities, and now it's escalated into a full lawsuit. So that's cool. You know, that's neat. She needs to stop tweeting in general. Yeah, I actually don't like the fact that it's called a cyberbullying lawsuit, because when I think cyberbullying, I think like a person being mean, like bullying, you know what I mean? Whereas in this case, it was an organized top-down disinformation campaign orchestrated by some of the most powerful people in the world. You know, it's not like it wasn't just Elon Musk personally, it was him facilitating an entire social media platform to engage in like systemic libel and slander. It was a massive campaign. Like the damages for this, you know, just based on like the claims alone, not even damages as it pertains to her career in the future, but just damages in terms of like malice. What do they call that? There's a punitive damages. Those. That's the American system, I guess. I'm kind of framing it through my understanding of the issue, but nonetheless, it was huge. You know, big deal. I hope she gets trillions of dollars, billions and billions, and then that would like double the GDP of Algeria, which would be cool for them, you know? I don't actually like Algeria that much. It's not very woke. I'm pretty woke myself. Algeria's not very woke. I heard that they sent a man to participate in women's boxing in the Olympics, and I was like, yes, breaking down the gender barriers. And then it turns out Iman Khalif's actually a cisgender woman, and it's like, we thought you were cool. National Center for the Fight Against Online Hatred contacted the OCLCH, Central Office for the Fight Against Crimes Against Humanity and Hate Crimes. Wow, okay. To conduct an investigation into counts of cyber harassment due to gender, public insult because of gender, public incitement to discriminate, and public insult because of origin. Okay, nice, cool. Don't know anything about French law. I mean, I say that like I know anything about American law. You know, I'm like, okay, so true. I may have several degrees in American legal precedent, but in France, that doesn't really apply. Not true. I actually never know what I'm talking about when it comes to law. Consult a lawyer before you organize a global harassment campaign against an Olympic women's boxing gold medalist. I can't help you there. Yeah, who else do we have on the docket here? Donald Trump will be part of the investigation. That's fun, you know. Somebody earlier said Logan Paul might be named. I think Logan Paul, he's an idiot, yes, and he did initially participate in the harassment, though he did walk it back, apparently. That's not a defense of him at all, by the way. That's not me saying, like, oh, no, he only temporarily participated in the insane, psychotic, transphobic hate mob. He doubled down. I think he walked it back after doubling down. I don't know. It's Logan Paul. The lawyers said it doesn't matter if they said sorry. It is true. It often doesn't. Oh, there's Logan Paul right here. Oh, yeah, this is what Logan Paul said. This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before our eyes, soy. A man was allowed to beat up a woman on a global stage, crushing her life stream while fighting for her deceased father. This delusion must end, soy. Why did everyone be talking like an anime villain when it comes to being transphobic online? You know? J.K. Rowling also loves to do this. The hopes and dreams of this woman crushed forevermore. As a consequence of the delusional gender ideology, she signed up for a face-punching competition and the other person punched face harder. It's not complicated. They think they're Sephiroth. Everyone thinks they're Sephiroth. Everyone wants to be Sephiroth until the time comes for them to engage in the proper hair care. And then it's like, that's a lot of work, you know? Yeah, being Sephiroth is a lot of work. Idiot. I also don't think most professional female boxers would appreciate getting treated like these delicate feminine little flowers who need protection from men. You're kind of getting like the women equivalent of the white woman phenomena with black men, where you'll have these two juxtaposed ideologies of women being these like fire cats who can handle themselves, but then their tears and their crying will get black men lynched. And in the same way, like, you're an Olympic female boxer. Have you no pride? But then the in Hungarian and I think the Italian lady who lost to Iman Khalif didn't actually say that bad of stuff. I think a lot of people kind of put words in her mouth. I think for the Italian woman who went up against Iman Khalif, she literally like lost, and then right after losing, someone was like, yo, you lost to a secret man. And she was like, oh, wait, really? That's bad. But I don't think she was committed to it. The Hungarian boxer who Iman Khalif went up against afterwards was the one who posted that AI art of her up against like the devil in the ring. Like, I'm up against a demon, trans woman, man, blah, 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 blah. You get it. So her, you know, fitting with Hungarian politics. Worth noting, though, that if you're an Olympic athlete, you're kind of under the thumb of the oppressive government you came from. Like, Hungary is not letting you be woke at the games. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me if she had been getting some push from her, you know, her contact. Like, yeah, you represent Hungary. You will be transphobic. But, you know, for anyway, piece of shit. But they have no pride. The tragic part of this is that consequences for transphobia only start happening when cis people are affected by it. Yeah, it's really unfortunate because when it comes to stuff like defamation, you have to hit people on stuff that's objectively a lie rather than like an ideological disagreement. So unfortunately, calling Iman Khalif a man is objectively a lie. Unless they come out with some wild stuff in Discovery. You know, the Queen of Tuck. Whereas calling a trans woman a man is certainly incorrect if you aren't transphobic, but if you are transphobic, see, because now we're talking a definition game, right? If somebody's like, well, my definition of a man is the chromosomes or whatever, then it's like, okay, well then technically by your use of the standard, you're not lying. Not a defense of what they're saying, only saying that like cis people are more likely to be able to seek legal damages for the consequences of transphobia than trans people, if that makes sense. In some cases, it depends. It depends. Wouldn't legal gender still make it a hindrance? Well, no, because the kind of people who attack trans women and say that they're men are also the kind who say that, like, legal gender isn't really a thing and that there's just sex and gender's not real. Unfortunately, you know, there are limits to the, you know, it's almost like it's all made up. Cisgender people? Couldn't agree more. God willing, one day we'll be free of their tyranny.